no, whoa, what is this trending?
They say that the heart
Breakups?
is a muscle, so in order for it to get stronger, you have to train it to failure. And while America is speedrunning that in real time, today we're talking about breakups. Breakups, also known in this economy as finding new roommates, is when you're in a serious...
You said what?
They say that the heart is a muscle, so in order for it to get stronger, you have to train it to failure.
Train
While America
it.
is speedrunning that in real time, today we're talking about breakups. Breakups, also known in this economy as finding new roommates, is when you're in a serious romantic relationship with a partner and then say to yourself, I don't want to be with this person anymore. You then think, maybe a dog will fix this. When that doesn't work, you then think, maybe a kid will fix this. But I digress.
Bro, that's
I
scary.
didn't mean to drag you into this.
That's
Conventionally,
wild.
A breakup
That's actually wild. He skimmed over that. That is wild. That's a general basis. Which is like saves a lot of relations. Bro, that is wild to me. Another like it makes sense, but it's also wild that like that extremity is the one, you know?
I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Like,
Conventionally, a breakup occurs in 5 stages, so I thought I'd go through each one step by step so you can see where and if you're on that timeline. Stage 1. The first stage of a breakup is always the hardest, which is finding someone to date in the first place. A reason why this stage is important is because the way that you get into a relationship in the first place can really determine
look
your
at the sun, he's so
individual
cute.
attitudes towards each other as it progresses. For example, when a girl gets asked out and she says yes, she's thinking, wow, what a cool guy, I'm so happy, my life's going to be so much better.
Wait,
But when
huh?
a guy asks out
Thinking?
a girl and she says yes, he's thinking, uh-oh, she must be an idiot. Stage 2, seeing red flags in the relationship. Now, if you're watching this and think you're in a good relationship right now, it might be a good idea to check for signs that it's heading south before it actually gets there. So I decided to browse r/relationship in order to become an expert on the topic, so I can share some examples.
That's exactly where you want to go.
You might not pick up on and how you should respond.
Honestly, you either want to go here, or you want to get yourself signed up on Quora and just start going to every message board. You'll be set.
You might not pick up on and how you should respond.
It's
Let's say
perfect.
you've been dating your girlfriend for 5 years and you live together. One day she's
or WikiHow. That's a classic. WikiHow has a couple ones that you can go
Let's say you've been
to.
dating your girlfriend for 5 years and you live together. One day she's at work and you walk into the living room and see a magazine open on the coffee table to a jewelry ad. You look closer and see a couple engagement rings that are circled and one in particular with love hearts around it. How should you respond? Exactly.
That's an age-old classic. You just get the cardboard cutout. They'll be so happy.
With love hearts around it. How should you respond?
They just love the picture so much, they wish they had it.
Exactly. She's obviously never mentioned it, but she's clearly cheating on you with her husband. So best to break up and tell her that you're moving on.
What?
Let's say you've been on a few dates with a girl and you really have great chemistry. While you're creeping her socials as usual, suddenly she texts you, hey, I miss you. Can we hang out again soon? Now, this is, of course, a great sign, but you don't want to seem too
emoji
needy.
slang.
So set a timer for 1 hour so you can respond at exactly the right time. After that, a few minutes go by, and then she sends you a message on Instagram. It's a picture of her in the hospital.
This guy's throwing out little markers that I kind of think about on a random day basis. Like Gen Z emoji slang. The general emoji slang is something very interesting to me. Because I figured out the other day that, like, people straight... I know colors associate with things, but the colors that, like, associate with certain things on emoji don't make sense. Like, I saw someone have brown heart meant, like passion and fury, and then red meant shit or something. I was just like,
Kissing a bald guy on the cheek with the caption,
I don't know.
me with my
You know, it's like, red is, like, earthy. Wouldn't it be the other way or something?
stepbrother. How should you respond? Exactly.
Wait, what? What did we say? What did we get to?
Then she sends you a message on Instagram. It's a picture of her in the hospital, kissing a bald guy on the cheek with the caption, me with my stepbrother. How should you respond?
Well, he's bald.
Exactly. I know Johnny sins when I see him.
Bald.
Just to wait the remaining 56 minutes, break up, and tell her that you're moving on.
I mean,
let's say you're overseas from your partner and have been in a relationship
Kissed a
as
bald
long
guy,
as
that's
you
too
can remember, but are currently having a big fight about the joint vision of your future. You want to pursue a more down-to-earth existence on your farm, selling hemp and cotton clothing you've grown yourself. But they're reaching their financial peak and want to experience the luxuries of life. You message them that you want to end the relationship, but they respond, to do what? To run your stupid little farm? I'm the one making all the money. How do you plan on being able to afford to do that without me subsidizing you? How should you respond?
I got my crops.
You've already figured out a great way to keep labor
Get
costs
dropped.
down. Best to just declare independence and tell them you're moving on.
That's right.
Stage 3.
That's right. I'm growing crops, get dropped. Like, fuck off.
While breakups aren't fun for anyone, men in particular don't usually take rejection very well, whether it's from girls, election results, or especially art school. This is because if you're a girl and your female friend goes through a breakup, the game plan is clear. She'll text, "We broke up," to the group chat, then you all get together immediately, have a few bottles of wine, talk some shit about their ex,
Yellowtail and barefoot. Okay.
Pillow fight or something.
Right. What the
For
fuck? I
guys,
went
the
to
game plan is
Walmart
much
before
more
they
simple.
went there.
You text the group chat, just a heads up, me and Katie
What?
broke up. You then reply, "Damn,
Lol.
that fucking sucks, dude. You good?"
Alright.
He'll then say, "Yeah, I'm alright.
Really? Yeah, is he gonna hit him with a better about fucking?
And your job is done. What else could you possibly do?" Now, regardless.
No. Right. He's leaving a couple messages out, but that's kind of good. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he left out details here, but he left out a couple details that could be ironed out here. There's a couple more you can.
Damn, that fucking sucks, dude. You good? He'll then
There's
say,
more.
"Yeah, I'm alright. And your job is done. What else could you possibly do?" Now, regardless of whether you're a guy or a girl, whenever you're about to break up with someone, it's likely you'll start second-guessing your
Let's
intuition.
pull up the
and it would
Discord
be worth
logs.
it if you struggled to
See what they're
replace them.
saying.
So you have to ask yourself the most important question to see if you should go through with it. Who's going to pay the other half of the rent? While boomers and Gen X often complain that if you live with someone and break up, they
Rude. That's crazy. Actually, this is another topic of debate of keeping some relationships going. Is they're like, you gotta keep the, you gotta just stay for kid. We get kid, you stay, and they're like, oh, well, if you put it that way, and then it's like, if you put another thing another way, you're like, man, well, think about rent. This one's actually kind of true. Like, this one seems a little less crazier than the baby thing, if you ask me, because like. From what I've heard, I don't live away from my parents. From everything I've heard, it is absolute dog shit out there. And I'll tell you what, bro, if I was in a relationship with somebody and we somehow got to a point that we were cool enough living with each other and then shit split, if somehow we could be like, you pay for this, you pay for this, and I don't have to get another roommate, that sounds fat, yo. I'm not wanting to like hunting motherfuckers down and be like, yo, you want to come live with me? Fuck that shit, like.
do.
Well, they're already there, so like if we're chilling still, and it's just like one of those like, I don't think we can do this, but just go to the other side of the house or some shit. Like I don't know.
Regardless of whether you're a guy or a girl, whenever you're about to break up with someone, it's likely you'll start second guessing your intuition, and it would be worth it if you struggled to replace them. So you have to ask yourself the most important question to see if you should go through with it. Who's going to pay the other half of the rent? While boomers and Gen X often complain that if you live with someone and break up, they get half your net worth. This, of course, isn't a problem for Gen Z or millennials because half of a negative number is pure profit. The real pain, of course, is losing custody.
Pure profit.
Of the house plant. Similarly, one of the worst situations to be in when you're going through a breakup is when you have kids. This is the worst case scenario because not only is someone breaking up with you, but you also have kids. At some point, you really have to start wondering how you keep fucking up over and over again.
True.
Stage 4, getting over it. Whenever you go through a breakup, the most important thing is to not wallow in your own misery. You should only do that if your ex finds someone new in 2 weeks and they're exactly the same as you but hotter. Now, one of the critical steps of getting over a breakup is thinking about how your own attitudes and behaviors contributed to the relationship falling apart and what you could do better next time. If you ask
Surely
a
it
girl
can't
what would
happen.
prevent another bad breakup happening to them, they might say, I should be more attentive and affectionate, and maybe communicate my thoughts more openly instead of expecting my partner to know, and make sure I don't make them prioritize my feelings at the expense of theirs. To men, self-reflection is, of course, way too complicated, as we like to have simple, concrete steps rather than vague hypotheticals, which is why if you ask a guy what would prevent another bad breakup happening to them, the answer is a simple 2-step process. Bench 3 plates, Bugatti Chiron.
Bench 3 plates in a Bugatti.
Now, they say that one of the best ways to get over someone is to get under someone else. But when you've just gone through a breakup, it's likely been a while since you've been dating. And you might think, well, I think I'm a 7, so that's what I'm looking for. And then someone else will say, I think you're a 5. Now, in the dating market,
slow down! Undersell, boys, undersell. You gotta be like, but you can't be like, man, I'm garbage. You gotta undersell. You're like, man, you gotta be like, man, I don't know, this bracelet ain't really cutting the fit or whatever, and they'll be like, no, you look like a solid 8. And you're like, man, what the fuck you talking about? I'm a 9, man. Like, fucking, I'm just like, I'm tripping over the bracelet, you know? Like, it's like
someone else. But when you just
it's called bait. You gotta bait and reel them.
gone through a breakup, it's
Nope.
likely been a while since you've been dating. And you might think,
Hey, yo,
"Oh,
chill
I
out.
think I'm a
How do you-
7, so that's what I'm looking for." And then someone else will say, I think you're a 5. Now, in the dating market, this is called a bid-ask spread, and is essential to
bid-ask.
establish right away so you can see approximately what
Okay.
type of person is in your league.
Let's throw down
This is
some
why when I get back on
terminologies.
Tinder after a
Holy.
breakup, the first thing I do is set the radius to maximum, but you can pick any size of girl you want. Now, if you've only recently started dating again, the
Size?
first thing you'll notice is how the dating meta has completely changed.
What?
If you're a girl, the first thing you're going to be thinking
What just happened? He said rate.
size of girl you want. Now, if you've only recently started dating again, the first thing you'll notice is how the dating meta has completely changed. If you're a girl, the first you can pick any size of girl you want. Now, if you've only recently started dating again,
It's broken.
size of girl you want. Now, if you've only recently started dating again, the first thing you'll notice is how the dating meta has completely changed. If you're a girl, the first thing you're going to be thinking is, what the fuck
True.
is this?
Bro, this shit
If
is
you're a guy,
ass.
you're going to be asking yourself, why does every girl I match with keep sending me links to viruses?
Big
The
booba.
good news is that
Big
even though you
booba.
might still be hurt by your fallen relationship through the experience
Yeah, that is a convincing URL.
of viruses.
Yeah, man, these apps break my brain. Honestly, it's just, delete them. If my advice out there, if you're looking for a relationship and you're on these apps, delete them. But that's also coming from a person who doesn't want a relationship, you know? Like, I mean, I kind of do it, I kind of don't, you know? Like, I'm not one that's against love, but I'm one that's against these fucking apps. Bro, this shit, like, straight, maybe it just might be me, but, like, this shit is brain rot more than, like, TikTok for me. I feel like when I look at Tinder, I feel like I just don't know how to talk to somebody. Like, it feels like every single thing I've ever learned on, like, how to, like, talk to someone is just gone. Like, I don't know, but I'm also a shit texter. I'd rather just, like, you know, just fucking scream at somebody outside and just be like, yo! Like,
The good news
not just women, but, you know, there's, like, like, just kind of fucking around. I don't know, I'm also more interested in, like, fucking art shit.
links to viruses. The good news is that
I'm
even
in
though
art
you might
shit,
still
you
be
know,
hurt by
I
your
just don't
fallen
care. This shit
relationship
just,
through the
like, in terms of besides just talking, like, I don't know, it's just weird.
The good news is that even though you might still be hurt by your
Strange.
fallen relationship, through the experience you've likely
Because, like he said, whenever you, like, get a notification on your phone, it might just be this shit. Bro, sometimes, I've turned all notifications off nowadays, but, like, back in the day, like, my phones are so fucking annoying, especially if you have dating apps, man, because, like, if you're a guy, this shit happens, like, every day for fucking every other 30 minutes. It's like fucking Bumble's like, yo, here, boom. Tinder's like, yo. And it's like, shut up. Fuck
sending
off.
me
It's like Snapchats and Instagrams that I don't give a
links
fuck
to
about.
viruses.
It's like, what
the good news
fuck?
is that even though you might still be hurt by your fallen relationship, through the experience you've likely grown a lot as a person, so at least you'll have learned from your mistakes and won't have to do it all again. Stage 5.
Surely.
Do it all again. From this point, you simply repeat the process until you accidentally have a child, or you run out of money, or you try a polyamorous relationship until they go exclusive and you're the third wheel, or you get back with your ex and make it work because you overestimated your other options, or you realize that you can't say you don't like broccoli if you've never tried it, so you add grinder to the rotation. Now, one of the worst feelings I've had going
Alright, those last two, you gotta chill out on those.
through a breakup was
You
when
gotta
they
chill
said,
out on those.
But are you sure? Do
I'm gonna
Do
pass.
you really want to get rid of
I'm gonna pass
everything
on
we've
those
done
last
together?
two.
I mean, maybe you could just keep me around and use me when you want to. And as much as it hurt to hear that, Microsoft Edge really sucked at the time, and I never thought I'd have to do that to someone again until I found today's sponsor, the Opera One web
Opera?
browser. One of the best features on Opera
Broke
One
up?
is their Aria
Bro, wait, broke up with Edge. People use Edge? Right on. Wait, is that it for the relationships? Oh, we've been saved.
program crashes anyway. If you'd like to give it a try,
We've been
Opera One
saved.
is completely free, and the download link is in the description below.
Well, that's the end of our saving.
Hospital beds next to each other near the end of your life after being married for 60 years. You're both holding hands, and you feel her pulse begin to slow. She squeezes your hand with all her remaining strength, tilts her head, and says, "I'm moving on. Goodbye. And her heart rate flatlines. How should you respond? Exactly. Hose
The fuck?
these days, man.
Who's these days? Yeah, like, where's she going, bro? Like, hold up. I'm not out yet.
Break up with someone and then die. Get back up, beat cancer, re-download Tinder, and slap the nurse's ass on the way out. She's clearly going to hell.
Bro, this guy was off on this episode. Like, I knew it was gonna be a meme, but man went off a meme on, like, another level. Like, way further than he usually does. Which, when you're talking about breakups, it's kind of appreciated. Because shit, you know. Bro, anyone who's going through that, or has been through that, you know how hard it is, and I feel for you, man. It'll get better. It'll get better, man. It'll get better. Just love yourself, man. Just remember to love yourself. That's always important. That is, just remember you always have yourself to fall back on, you know? And if you're not doing well, make sure you take care of yourself, man. Because, shit. That's not bueno.